Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. It's good to have you here tonight. Well, we begin now as there has been a coronavirus outbreak at Lake City High School in Coeur d'Alene. At least 26 students have tested positive so far, with most of them catching the disease in school.
This only a few weeks after the school board in CDA voted to rescind that mask mandate. KREM 2's Casey Decker is at Lake City tonight with the details about how the district is responding to this concerning development.
When COVID first started to spread here at Lake City High School, they required masks for just a few select grades. When that didn't work, they started requiring masks for everybody except those who were fully vaccinated. And that still hasn't stopped the spread. So now every single student and staff member at this school must wear masks at all times.
Just a few weeks ago, school board members, feeling COVID numbers were sufficiently down, voted to remove the requirement that students wear masks in schools, instead making masks strongly recommended. But now the numbers are back up and in fact worse than ever.
This is the most significant outbreak we've had in our district this year with COVID. We have not seen anything similar to what we're seeing here at Lake City High School.
At least 26 students have tested positive so far. Contact tracing suggests 20 of those got the virus at school. The district tells us there have even been at least 2 cases where students tested positive and then came back to school anyway without a mask.
They really need to stay home if you're sick, if you're showing any symptoms, or if certainly when you've tested positive.
So in an emergency decision, the school is now requiring masks for everyone for these last 3 weeks of the school year. And if things continue to worsen, there's some chance remote learning could be brought back or that graduation could be canceled.
We want parents and students to be aware of what's at stake here. That, I think, is a remote possibility. I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to have our graduation ceremony on June 12th. But really, if the problem persists here, we need to look at anything and everything.
The hope is that masks will be enough. Smaller outbreaks at a couple CDA middle schools were successfully squashed by mask mandates, according to the district.
So we know that this can be an effective short-term measure, a temporary return to masking. We just need to step it up here a little bit more at Lake City.
The outbreak, of course, affects more than just students. The virus can quickly spread through the whole community, and that's exactly what is happening in Kootenai County right now.
Just a few weeks ago, we were seeing 20 to 30 cases a day. Now we're averaging around 50 cases per day. So we're not headed in the right direction as far as case counts and positivity rates. I'm sure you heard that Kootenai Health, their hospital inpatients with COVID doubled in a week.
Panhandle Health District says a big factor in this surge, a low vaccination rate in North Idaho. Only 37% of eligible people have gotten even 1 dose, so they're setting up mobile vaccine pop-ups to try to remedy that.
If people can't make it to a clinic or they just think that's just one barrier to keep them from getting the vaccine, we will just bring it to you.
In Coeur d'Alene, Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
Our other top story tonight, Eastern Washington University's interim president is recommending the school's athletic program remain in Division I and that the school keeps its football program.
So beyond sports, we know the interim president is still recommending cuts to certain degree programs. So now it is up to the school's board of trustees to make the final decision. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley is live at Eastern tonight to explain what all of this means and what students are saying tonight. Amanda.
Yeah, the Eastern Washington University and Cheney community held its breath this afternoon, waiting to find out what might be the fate of the school's athletic department. Turns out President David May recommended to the Board of Trustees that Eastern remains in Division I and keeps its football program. Now, the university is having these tough discussions because it's in the middle of a budget crisis. The university hired an independent consultant to review the school's athletics. The findings of that report showed that when other schools dropped its football program, this had a negative effect on enrollment numbers. President May also added the fact that 180 responses from the community, Eastern students, and alumni, 135 of those responses supported staying in Division I. Now, this report and the input from the community led the president to his recommendation.
So this recommendation considers that a decision to change athletic conferences or reduce the number of sports sponsored could be detrimental to the university's pursuit of its mission through the institutional strategic plan. Moving to a lower tier of athletic participation would most likely decrease the diversity of the student body within athletics and almost certainly would hamper efforts to diversify the student body overall.
I think our football and our sports are really what makes our school, and it makes the culture great around here. So I think it'd be a really great thing to keep us in D1.
Now, President May also made another recommendation earlier today to eliminate some of its bachelor and master's programs. Now, the programs he recommends eliminating include Bachelor of Music and Jazz, Master of Music and Performance, and the journalism program. Now, we actually broke this news to an Eastern journalism student today.
I am a journalism major, so not like ideal to hear.
You're in the journalism school?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And this is the first time you're hearing about this. Yeah. I'm so sorry to break the news to you. So that can't be easy to hear.
Nah, not ideal, but hopefully I can graduate before they end up cutting the program, but we'll see, I guess.
Now, we don't know what remaining in Division I means for the school's budget, but the president did say the university may not be able to fully support other sports. Now, to be clear, the program eliminations and remaining in Division I is only recommendations from the president to the Board of Trustees. The board is expected to vote on this in June. Reporting from Roos Field tonight, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. Also, one of the authors of the report and physics professor at Eastern Washington University, David Cyphers, provided us with a personal statement today on May's recommendation, saying he is distressed for the athletics department. He said, in part, all too many areas of Eastern have been asked to do more with less for years now, and increasingly so in this era of declining enrollment. From academic instruction to administration to staff supporting our students, he says time after time we have shown that this simply is no longer possible. We are already running a very lean operation. If you would like to see his full statement, just text EWU to 509-448-2000 and we'll send you a link to our story.
Well, for weeks now, there has been talk that Eastern's interim president was considering dropping football altogether or dropping athletics down to Division II or Division III to mitigate some of the school's budget woes.
So today's announcement, certainly good news when it comes to the athletic department itself. Our Brenna Green got a chance to speak with Eastern Athletic Director Lynn Hickey this afternoon after the Board of Trustees meeting about that recommendation. So we talked about a bunch of topics, including her thoughts on if this is a campus divided between athletics and academics, and the reason why she thinks her department is valuable, plus her response to those on campus who have strong feelings against today's recommendation. She's quick to point out that today's events are merely a recommendation, not a final verdict, as the Board of Trustees will make the official decision. That's coming later in June. However, there is a bit of relief on her end tonight.
It's been kind of an anxious time. It's been several months, but very appreciative of the president's support. And you know, that was good news to hear that he's feels good about our value and our purpose in the mission of the university.
We will have much more with Lynn Hickey, including on that topic that Brennan mentioned earlier tonight, coming up on KREM 2 News at 6.
And we know this is a lot of information, so for more details on the interim president's recommendation, as well as David Cyphers' full statement, like we said, just again, text EWU to 509-448-2000.
All right, let's switch gears, talk weather. We finally made it to Friday night, and we're probably going to see some more rain this weekend.
Yes, we know we certainly need it. We all have also enjoyed the sunshine. So Tom is actually outside right now, and it looks like it's not raining, but it is shining sun on you, Tom.
Yeah, it is.
How about that?
It's very pleasant out here, Whitney, except we do have quite a bit of wind blowing, but in the sun, it is very, very nice. Here we go. This is what we're expecting. Chance of showers over the weekend, especially a little bit tomorrow morning, and then especially tomorrow afternoon. We'll get some showers, even possibly some isolated thunderstorms across areas of eastern Washington. Weekend temperatures will be in the 60s on Saturday, lower 70s on Sunday, and then we should see quite a few lower 70s for next week. Right now, we're at 62 degrees. That's below the average high of 69 for this time of year. And again, we're under mostly cloudy skies. When you take a look at the Doppler radar, we're not showing you really any real rain, except as you get over towards the east slopes of the Cascades and down into Oregon. But for the most part, we've just got this cloud cover moving in. Tomorrow's when we'll see the big change. Look for a chance of showers, especially by the afternoon, with a high of 68 on Saturday, 71 degrees on Sunday. I don't think we'll see as many showers on Sunday as we see on Saturday. I'll have the rest of your forecast coming up all in a couple of minutes.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you very much. Well, after a year of anticipation, Riverfront Park North Bank finally opened today. Coming up, one of our reporters walks us through all the features the park has to offer.
Look at those slides, my goodness. And 24 hours after it was announced that a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, it is holding. We'll have more on that story coming up in the next few minutes.